Hello everyone, yesyesyes here. And before you guys say anything, I know. Last video I said that my next video would be ranking BFB characters. But then when I started working on it, I was like, you know what? This is gonna take a really long time to make. So, in the meantime, I'm making other videos. Don't worry, I'm still working on the ranking video. It might even come out next month. No guarantees though, it could take a while. Anyways, back on topic. As of now, BFDI has a total of 5 seasons, and most of them are top tier, except for one. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, BFDIA is the worst BFDI season. Compared to the other seasons, it's just flat out bad. Why, you may be asking? Well, we'll find out today. Without further ado, let's get into it. This is BFDIA, the worst BFDI season. I think this one is pretty obvious to anyone who's watched this season. Everything from the plot to the characters just seems so chaotic and unorganized. Like, I get wanting to switch things up a little, but this takes it too far! And if you don't believe me! Episode 1, the first team had 17 contestants. The other one had 3. Are you starting to see what I'm saying? So, the main reason this season feels so discombobulated, at least in my opinion, is because there's no primary host due to everything that happened last season. Hosting went from TV to puffball speaker box, then to fiery speaker box in only 5 episodes. Everything just feels so unstable. It was almost like the contestants were running the season more than the actual hosts. Which, I mean, that is pretty much what happened. Oh my god, where do I even begin with this one? I guess I can start with the filler. The filler! There is so much filler in the season that it's honestly disgusting. This season will not hesitate to just waste your time for minutes on end. It is inexcusable. It serves no purpose and is frankly one of the worst parts of the season. Next up, everyone in this season is so weirdly mean-spirited to each other. It's insane. It's so out of place, especially right after the first season. And most of the quote-unquote mean characters aren't even in this cast. Like, what? There's just this toxic energy that radiates from the characters in the show that I do not enjoy at all. Then, there are logical problems, like this scene in BFDIA 1, for example.
Don't you think we're taking this too far?
Don't you want Dream Island?
Yeah, sure, I do. But we don't actually have to capture Leafy, do we?
Yes, we do.
Why?
Because if we let Leafy escape, she'll steal Dream Island.
But how is capturing Leafy gonna solve anything? What's your plan? Like, you were gonna execute her in the last season's finale. What was the idea there? Then Leafy escapes to Yorland using the map, good callback by the way, Pin rips up the map, and then it fades to black like you accomplished something. Like, what does this solve? She still owns Dream Island. What are you battling for? So future yesyesyes here. I just remembered in BFDIA 4 they literally talked about this, and they even had a whole challenge about building Dream Island. I mean, this doesn't really change anything because the replica built by Golf Ball gets blown up anyway, so they really are just... I don't know, I just thought it was worth including. Back to the video now. Plot holes and large amounts of filler aside, the writing for this season is just not very good. The jokes usually fall flat, the characters aren't enjoyable, the challenges are noticeably worse, the interactions are bad. Hell, the show is just bad, what am I even talking about? But yeah, the writing is probably the biggest downer of the season. It's just painfully unenjoyable. Most characters in this season sound fine, but some others, not so much. Like Match, for example.
OMG, OMG, I have like never been so scared in my life.
Good lord, she sounds so weird. Like, what was Carrie thinking? What was he smoking? And also, this might be a little controversial, but the old gelatin before Graham Taylor hit puberty, rest in peace, sounded awful.
So who's the host gonna be?
Other than that, the voice acting is mostly okay though, I guess. Let's go over the BFDI seasons and what made them good. BFDI was lighthearted, nostalgic, clever, with fun challenges, especially near the beginning, and had some good character moments, and best of all, it was funny. IDFB was the only non-competition season. It only had one episode, but it looked awesome. It had solid, albeit jumpy animation, and great dialogue. BFB was very entertaining, with creative challenges and great characters, although some of them didn't get a lot of time to shine. The humor really stands out here, and it overall was great the whole way through, except for Bubble Split. And TPOT is phenomenal. I don't even have to explain why this season is great, it just speaks for itself. What I'm trying to say here is that all of these seasons had something new to offer. They had good qualities that were different and fun. But then we have BFDIA. BFDIA was quite literally almost the exact same thing as BFDI, except for the fact that it had no main host, and therefore, no structure. I know I've said some pretty harsh things about this season. I'll admit, there are some redeeming qualities, like some of the jokes being funny, some good character interactions, and stellar animation. But, unfortunately, BFDIA can't save itself from being the weakest season of the entire BFDI series.